Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Conversation Daily News. Glad you all could be with us. We, of course, have your news headlines coming up on this Tuesday. Have a message from my book, Word That Choose to Live By. And in today's news you can use, I spoke with Tech Expert Stephanie Humphrey about her teaming up with Comcast to share information about new affordable internet and mobile options. You don't want to miss that. Enjoy today's broadcast. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with your Tuesday headlines. In national news, Democratic backlash grows over Biden pausing Israel arms sales, says Axios. A growing number of pro-Israel Democratic lawmakers are speaking out against President Biden's decision to pause weapon transfers to Israel. It adds to pressure from Israelis, Republicans, and major Democratic donors, even as Biden has gotten support from much of his party. In a letter to Biden on Friday, 26 Democrats wrote that they were deeply concerned about the message the administration is sending to Hamas and other Iranian-backed terrorist proxies with the pauses. With democracy under assault around the world, we cannot undermine our ally Israel, especially in her greatest hour of need. America's commitment must always be ironclad, they wrote. The more than 24 signers include several staunchly pro-Israel lawmakers who have already spoken out about the pauses. The Biden administration has paused transfers of ammunition and 500-pound and 2,000-pound bombs to forestall an invasion of the southern Gazan city of Rafah. A White House spokesperson did not immediately respond to a request for comment on the story. Many other Democrats have voiced support for the pauses, which come after repeated pressure from large swaths of the party for Biden to withhold weapons transfers to Israel. In more national news, star witness Michael Cohen directly implicates Trump in testimony at hush money trial. Donald Trump's fixer-turned-foe Michael Cohen directly implicated the former president in a hush money scheme Monday, telling jurors that his celebrity client asked him on several occasions to stifle stories about sex that he feared could torpedo his 2016 presidential campaign. Stop this from getting out, Cohen, the prosecution's star witness, quoted Trump as telling him in reference to Stormy Daniels' account of an encounter with Trump a decade earlier. A similar episode occurred when Cohen alerted Trump that a model was alleging that she and Trump had an affair. The order was clear: make sure it doesn't get released. Cohen said Trump told him the woman, Karen McDougal, was paid $150,000 in hush money that was made after Trump was given a complete and total update on everything that transpired. What I was doing was at the direction of and benefit of Mr. Trump, Cohen testified, later adding, everything required Mr. Trump's sign-off. Cohen, Trump's former lawyer and personal fixer, is by far the Manhattan District Attorney's most important witness in the case, and his much-anticipated appearance on the stand signaled that the first criminal trial of a former American president is entering its final stretch. Prosecutors say that could wrap up their presentation of evidence by the end of this week. In more national news, campus protests over Israel-Hamas war scaled down during U.S. commitments exercises, says the Associated Press. Protests over the Israel-Hamas war have spread across U.S. university and college campuses in recent weeks, leading to disruptions and arrests. Some demonstrations extended into weekend graduation celebrations, although they were muted in comparison to the encampments and rallies that had roiled campuses and resulted in nearly 2,900 arrests of students and other protesters. Most of the commencement exercises took place as scheduled and remained largely peaceful. Dozens of the 7,000 graduates at Duke University left their seats to protest pro-Israel speaker and comedian Jerry Seinfeld during the commencement in Durham, North Carolina on Sunday. Some waved the red, green, black, and white Palestinian flag and chanted Free Palestine amid a mix of boos and cheers. Seinfeld, whose decade-long namesake show became one of the most popular in U.S. television history, was there to receive an honorary doctorate from the university. In entertainment news, George Clooney to make his Broadway debut in a play version of movie Good Night and Good Luck, says the Associated Press. George Clooney will make his Broadway acting debut next year in a familiar project for the Hollywood star, Good Night and Good Luck. Clooney will play legendary TV journalist Edward R. Murrow in a stage adaptation of the 2005 movie that earned him directing and writing Oscar nominations and was among the Best Picture contenders. I am honored after all these years to be coming back to the stage and especially to Broadway, the art form and the venue that every actor aspires to, Clooney said in the statement. And finally, in business news, Wall Street drifts around the edge of its record, says the Associated Press. U.S. stocks drifted around the edge of its record heights on Monday. The S&P 500 edged 0.1% lower in afternoon trading and was 1% below its record set at the end of March. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was down 72 points to 0.2%, and the Nasdaq Composite was 0.3% higher. Stocks have rallied this month, following a rough April on revived hopes that inflation may ease enough to convince the Federal Reserve to cut its main interest rate later this year. A key test for those hopes will arrive Wednesday when the U.S. government offers the latest monthly update on inflation that households are feeling across the country. Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. It's now time for a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By. Enjoy. Good Tuesday, everyone. I'm Cyrus Webb, and welcome to Words I Choose to Live By. The world might feel hopeless, but the Creator of all things can give you hope in the midst of everything. Walk in that, and you have all the protection you need. Have an amazing Tuesday. We are part of my conversation coming up with Tech Expert Stephanie Humphrey in today's Music and News. Stay with us. You're listening to Conversation Daily News. For Conversation Daily News, I'm Cyrus Webb with the Entertainment Spotlight. Tech Expert Stephanie Humphrey joined me on Conversations Live, the radio show, to talk about her teaming up with Comcast to discuss how they're helping to provide new affordable internet and mobile options. Here's a bit of our conversation. Stephanie, thank you again for the time. I do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me.
So, Stephanie, this is something here in the South where our listening audience is. We're talking Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, Arkansas. Quality internet access is something that's sometimes an issue for them, but also affordable access as well. So I want to ask you, why is internet now a necessity for our audience?
Well, everything is connected and online these days, right? Whether we're talking about education or job searches, healthcare, or even just shopping, and some recent changes might make this essential part of life even harder to afford for folks. More than 23 million Americans may be affected if the Affordable Connectivity Program ends. So this could mean that a single mom on a budget, a senior citizen on a fixed income, or a student with limited funds might get left behind. And I want to talk about a new product line of services from Comcast called Now that can fit in a lot of different budgets and offers ultimate reliability backed by the Xfinity network.
Love that. So if you don't mind, Stephanie, tell our audience about the plan.
Right. So, you might have heard about the ACP. That was the Affordable Connectivity Program, and that is what looks like it might not be getting renewed. And for the past couple of years, the federal government was offering a credit of up to $30 a month for home internet, but as of today, that is no longer a guarantee. So now internet could be that best option for you to get your family online, and simple and affordable, so I can break it down for you. You get to sign up for what you want, and that's it. What you see at the store or on the website is what you pay, and now is as low as $30 a month. No contracts, no intro pricing that's going to expire later on, and you're going to get that flexibility without all the hiccups.
Cyrus Webb, Conversations Daily News. We thank you all for tuning in to this edition of Conversation Daily News. I'll be back to get on tomorrow with more news, a message from my book, Words I Choose to Live By, and of course, your Entertainment Spotlight. Until then, my host Cyrus Webb saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversation Daily News today. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.